Okay, here's another point that we're going to study. Because we have drawn the lines on these two fingers, this is what I want you to look and understand. Now, because this is the center of our body, whatever on the right represents the right side of your body. Whatever on the left represents the left side of your body. And this is what I want you to do. I want you to make your hand shaped like this. Why? Because I want you to imagine you sitting down like me. This is the middle part of my body, and these two are my hands. And these two, I'm sitting down right now with my knees bent, and these are my legs. Does that make sense to you? Okay, now, if you understand that this is my right arm, and this is my left arm, here comes a very easy part. Because this is my right arm, this right there is my right wrist. And this right here is my right elbow. Right there. Now, let me put it this way. If I ask you to hold your hands up, do you hold your hands up like this or like this? Of course, yeah. Everybody does like this. It will be very awkward for anyone to do like this, which means when you're doing this, these are the front of your arm. So this part right over here consists, it's standing there for the wider part, the front part of your arm. Which means if it's your wrist, it's right over here. If it's the back of your wrist, it's hurting, it's on the back. If it's elbow, let's say you have tennis elbow, usually hurting right in this area, then it's usually around this area, on the palm side. And if you happen to have pain on the back of the elbow, that means what? This is the back of the elbow. So it is very easy if you go like this, the right arm, right wrist inside, right wrist outside, right elbow inside, right elbow outside. Does that make sense to you? Mm-hmm. Very good. Let's look at the same thing with the ring finger. Because this is the left side of your body, this stands for your left arm. Here's my left wrist. Here's my left elbow. Here's the back of my left wrist, which is right here. And here's my back of my elbow, which is right here. So, if you happen to find someone who is having a problem with carpal tunnel, carpal tunnel on the right arm, right wrist, will be right there. But funny thing is, if there's a person with carpal tunnel, the painful area will always show up around your thumb area. Which is, now, here's another thing. Because you are doing this whenever you're holding your hands up, where is your thumb area? Is that thumb area towards the head or pointing outside? Is your thumb pointing towards the head? Or, yes, which means your thumb area is right over here. So you're looking at this finger, and this is your thumb of your right hand, and here's your index, middle, ring finger, and pinky. And these are all your right hand. And let's say that you injured your ring finger on your right, then obviously this point will be the most painful area when you probe with a locator. Does that make sense to you? Okay, now let's look at the other hand. Let's look at your left hand. This is your left hand, correct? Now, where is your thumb area at that location? Is your thumb, when I go like this, pointing towards the head or pointing the other side? Of course, towards the head, which means this area right here is for your thumb of your left hand. This one right over here is index, ring finger, middle finger, ring finger, and little pinky. Does that make sense to you? Now, that's why I always ask people, where is your painful area? then within a nanosecond I know exactly where to go because I have found out exactly where my thumbs are, where my middle fingers are on these two fingers. Does that make sense to you? Very good. If that makes sense, now we can move on to our legs. This will be a little more complicated, but don't worry, it's not that bad. The reason why I said this for your legs, because you're sitting down, that means when you're standing up or sitting down, it's a little different than your hands and arms. Why? Because when you are sitting down like this, where are your bottom of your feet? On the floor. Your feet are pointing down the floor. So, if you have issue with the bottom of your feet, these are the areas for the sole of your feet. Does that make sense to you? And if these are, let's say because this is on the right side, this is for your right foot. Because this is on the left side, this is your left foot. And here's one question. Where is your big toe? Is your big toe here or here? Is your big toe towards your center of the body? Yes, which means your big toe is right over here. That's your big toe area. And second toe, the middle toe, and so on. And this is the whole bottom of your foot. Does that make sense to you? That's the right foot. Let's say that your heel of your right foot is hurting. Where is the point for the heel? Yes, because this is the bottom of your foot and these are top of your foot where your toes are. So you will have very sensitive point in this region. And what if it was on your left foot? Would it be right around there? Because here's your big toe, second, third, fourth, and fifth toe. Okay, now here's another thing. Here's a little tricky part. I told you that this finger right here is for your left leg. This finger is for your right leg. I want you to look at this. Let's say that you have an issue with your ankle. Now, let's say that you are having let's say this is your foot and you're having an issue right in the front of your ankle. And this is your big toe and so on. And you have the pain right on the top of your foot, right at the ankle. Where is the location for that? Would it be here or here? I will make it simple. Because you're putting your feet down on the floor, onto the ground, this part right over here is the top of your ankle. So if you have a pain on the back of the ankle, will be right here. If you have pain on the front of the ankle, will be right here. Does that make sense to you? Okay, now here's a little trickier part. I want you to find the left knee point for your left leg. Knee point, front, the kneecap. Because you're facing forward, and your kneecap, that's correct, your kneecap is facing forward as well. So it's on the palm of your hand. And the second joint on the little pinky is your kneecap. Let's say that you have pain around your knee, then what I want you to do is, I want you to utilize the locator and find the point. Press the kneecap right at the center, press above, which is below the kneecap, if you really think about it, because you're doing this. Get it? You're bending, you're doing this. So, if you go down, well, if you say you're going up, that means you're going down towards the toes. So that is below the kneecap, this is above the kneecap. And here's the part where a lot of people have pain with, inside of the kneecap. That inside of the kneecap area is probably around 70 to 80% of all the knee issues. And that area is inner side of the kneecap or outer side. So you can literally pinpoint those locations.
That would be the meniscus, right?
Correct. But here's another thing that I want you to check. Look at the right leg. We're in trouble. Because over there on the pinky, we have 2 joints. Correct? But on our thumb, we only have 1. Now, it is easy to find the ankle point if you have the issue. But where's the knee point? This is the knee point right here.
Is this one? Yeah.
Then, I want you to look at this. Okay, well, that makes sense. Okay, this is the kneecap, which means this is our kneecap here now. Then where is the end of our limb? On our left and on our right. The right one, I want you to look at this. You don't see it, but we have those joints, which is right here. At the back of the bottom of your thumb, and you will have one more joint. And that area is considered as the end of your limb, of your right leg. Does that make sense to you? Okay, here's a question. What if you have little issue with your left calf? You have issue with your numbness or sometimes just cramps, it just hurts a lot. Then where is it? Is it left leg, your calf? Would it be somewhere around here? Or would it be somewhere around on the back? Here.
So, depends. So with the calf.
The calf.
is
When you're standing up, the calf is always
In the
on the back.
back, yeah.
So you
That's
should stimulate the
easy.
back of
Yeah.
your finger.
sure.
And let's say that you drop something on the big toe of your left foot. Then where is your left big toe area? And you dropped it from the top. So it should be somewhere around here. On the back. Does that make sense to you?